want to talk about this Grizzly Lathe that I use. It is a, see it right there, GO462 variable speed wood lathe, and it's variable speed based on this handle going this way. They advise you not to turn it on unless it is going around. Change speeds only when spindle is rotating. So I'm not going to do that, but I want to talk about it and tell you this whole headstock rotates. So I can put this outboard over here and mill bigger pieces. Now it only goes as slow as 600, so that's a bit of a challenge. And I've also noticed that with this lathe, underneath, and I don't know if I can show you underneath there, it's too dark now. Anyway, underneath the bedways, there's bolts that are nuts rather, that attach the bolts that attach and hold this in place, and they also hold this in place. I don't know if you can see that. There's a nut under here, and also hold the tailstock in place. And they don't work real well. They loosen. The minute this thing starts to wiggle around with a heavy piece, they loosen. In fact, I have this piece, which is, you can probably see that it's not round. I did my best to get it round. This is a piece of cherry burl, and it's a heavy guy. But put it on the lathe and started to try to mill it, and the whole thing started, it moved the lathe like 4-6 inches, something incredible like that. So that wasn't great. If anybody has any suggestions, I'd be grateful. How do I keep this thing tightened? It just doesn't stay tightened. Yes, this tightens it. I have no idea what this is for. Maybe a lock. And they all loosen. In fact, this loosens too. And I've had to hammer these in place to get them to stay. This one, and again back here, there's the tightening, that tightens the tool rest to the bedways. And this one loosens too. And I've tried to tighten this guy down, push something in into the wood piece, and this whole thing will move. So not a great situation. If anybody has any suggestions, well, look at this. If you look at the floor here, you can see how that was parallel. It's not parallel. That thing moved several inches. In fact, it looks to me like there's a or something. Oh no, I know where this came from. Everything shakes off this piece. That goes on the end of that. It goes on the end of this. That should make a difference, loosening or tightening. Just as an example of how this thing shakes. It's just incredible. Oh, I understand it shakes because I don't have things on here that are, you know, round. I don't have round things on this lathe. But nonetheless, I don't know how, that shouldn't loosen. The headstock shouldn't loosen. That was a really scary thing. Anyway, help. If anybody has any ideas or suggestions, I'd be grateful. In fact, I'm kind of over this whole lathe, and I want to get in fact, it's ordered, a robust lathe, a Sweet 16. It's less in length. This thing is incredibly long. I think I measured at 47 inches. I don't need that. I'm not doing spindle work. I'm making platters and bowls and smaller things, and it's just one thing that I do. So, you know, there's a lot of other things that I'm doing. So anybody have any ideas or suggestions, I would be grateful for help. Thank you so much.